Hey y'all, happy Thursday. I can say happy August again, it's fine. I was about to say, is it the first week of August? It's not, but I can still say happy August. So, yeah, that's about all the happies. Sometimes minimum is enough. There you go. Let's open up with your very first beat tip of the week. Sometimes minimum is enough in certain things. Let's get into it though. Let's talk about how that has anything to do with what we're about to get into, which is talking about friendships and our month-long theme of divorce it. Okay? Just saying. But before we get into all of that, welcome and welcome back to another episode of the B Mix right here on BigSpoilsRadio.com. You already know what Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time are for. You know who it's for, everybody. The unseen, the unheard, the overlooked, the forgotten, whether it be the forgotten part of you or for the person that does not belong anywhere. The me, B. So welcome. Come on in. How's everybody's day? Is it good? Okay. I hope so. Is it not? And that's okay too. That's okay. You're allowed, totally allowed, to have a not so good day. And it's okay. And we're here. So we're here to talk about it in case you need to unpack that, if you need to dissect it, if you need to, any of that. If you need to do that, this is what we're here for. This is literally what I am here for. Let me see if here I go. I tried to share the show real quick so I wouldn't have to sit here and do it like I'm doing, like I seem to keep having to do, like every week now, moving slow. No, I didn't. So I was moving fast and didn't do that. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm gonna give us a hashtag tune in. I'll be trying to spare y'all, but I definitely need to get better at what I say once I repost the show. So, you know how we like to start things off, have our moments brought to you by Equal Justice Initiative. I'm not gonna keep saying it there's no promotion or anything, but I do really appreciate this calendar. Again, a calendar of a history of racial injustice. And so for the month of August, today is Thursday, the 12th, August 12th. So this is another recent one. Last week, if y'all remember, I should give you a homework and ask what year was last week's moment. It was from 2014 last week. This week is another semi-recent one, 2013. Federal District Court rules New York Police Department's stop and frisk policy is discriminatory and unconstitutional upon finding that 85% of people stopped are Black or Hispanic. Do we need to address it, or y'all got it? Okay. And that was in 2013. So here we are, almost 10 years later. Here we are. Okay. So when we say it's here in Baltimore, for any viewers and listeners that are outside of the Baltimore, what do they call it? Baltimore metropolitan area? Baltimore. Yeah. Here in Baltimore, baby, we say be safe like a hello, like goodbye. Like I remember talking to, I guess you can say dating, not really, but talking to a guy from Florida. And I remember saying oh, be safe. He had, I think, hurt himself. Hello. He had I was saying Microsoft, motorcycle accident. And so it was after the fact. And I just wanted to say oh, be safe or whatever. I think I made my point hey, you sure you want to kind of give it to you want to give it a second or whatever? Then I just want to say be safe. Oh, because okay, sweetie. it's a natural part of my vernacular. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So that being said, Baltimore and everywhere else, especially what do they say specifically? Black or Hispanic people, family, be safe. Okay, because here we are again, almost 10 years later, and what to say? No progress, some progress, then degress, so then no progress at all. I don't know. However they like to put it. However, you need to internalize that for yourself. It's okay. Okay. Okay, cool. First and foremost, I just want to shout out, hey, Gigi Bear. I'm really excited to see that you're watching because I have one of my swim bottoms, so I'm ready. I am so ready. Okay. I'm going to the poo. Okay. After this, but carrying on. Y'all, I'm getting right into it this week because our month-long theme again is divorce it. So last week we got into divorce it. That means him or her. Okay. So, situationships, situationships, scenarios, circumstances, um it's complicated ships. I'm sorry. Let me not disrespect, your scenario. Your anything else or, really actual relationships, marriages, all of that. If it ain't working, if it ain't good for you, if you really know it just don't fit, even if you well, I'm not gonna say if you question it. Because I feel like at some point it's healthy enough to even just have a concern or something. But if you really don't know, divorce it. Divorce him or her. And especially if you don't actually have to go to court to separate from that person, don't take care of that. Just do it. Okay. So that was last week. Now, let's get into this week, which is divorce it. That means your idea of a best friend. Honey, let's talk about friendships. Let's talk about them. Let's just sprinkle them on the air, okay? What are your ideas of a best friend? What are your expectations of a best friend? Who are you as a best friend? Okay, and I jumped the gun and didn't even ask about you as a friend because we're gonna get back to just define like friend, okay? But best friend, it seems like just about everybody out here got a best friend. Child, somebody got a best friend, honey. I myself am in remission of having multiple best friends. Oh, baby. I think what I had, 5, 6? Yeah, I had quite a few. And it was fun. Like, it was for a good while. So, and I'm talking like years, probably decades. A decade at least. So, like, just thinking about if I had all 5 for that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, not even like, oh, I had a few here, a few. I think, yeah. So, it was a good run until it wasn't. Most of them were gone. Like I told y'all about the goofy gals, right? Back last year, I just realized something popped up in my memories that made me realize, like, Lord, it's been a whole year since I've been away from them goofy gals, and that's good, right? So happy anniversary to me, being away from the goofy gals, because we don't talk about these things. We don't think that we need to have conversations around friendships. We will have flyby dialogues, if that, or just flyby opinions about friendships. Oh, I wouldn't be, my friend wouldn't do this, or I wouldn't let my friend do that. I wouldn't be this type of friend. But do we actually sit down, take the time to delve into friendships? Anybody? This thing on? Okay. Do you actually, when's the last time you actually sat down to really talk about what friendship means to you? What friendship means to your friends, meaning when's the last time you sat down with your friend or friends or best friends, right, to talk about friendship in general, and then more specifically your friendship, okay, your friend relationship between you and your friend. When have y'all actually talked about it? Just like when we're talking about in dating relationships and marriages and all that, like companionships, we know that it's necessary to have have conversations or kind of revisit, things that may have been said or done that we did not like, that we, liked, so it's like what I really liked, what I didn't like, what I kind of like, what I would like, what I would like to stop happening, whatever the case may be, right? We know that that's healthy for those types of relationships. Again, dating relationships, companionships, marriages, and things like that. But why then when we get to friendships, we just assume like, yeah, I mean, I call you my friend, so be my friend. I'm sorry. What does that mean? What does that mean for you? What do you want from me? What more do you want from me? Right? Like, what do you want? Literally, what do you want? What do you need as a friend? What do you need from your friends? Do you need a friend? I can answer you that one though. Yes. Yes, you do. I know lone wolvers, lone wolves, lone woofers, the people that like to be by themselves. Like, I know stinker butts. I know you don't know Benia. Need no friend. You do. And it's okay. Y'all know that's my favorite, and it's okay. I love to say that because it really fits every time I say it, whether if you feel that way or not, but it fits. Okay, like let's see, during the pandemic, okay, that we're still in. Okay, so I love that a lot of us, even on the news, social media, all that, we're talking about it like it's in the past. Okay, like in past tense. It's not. It's current. It's present. Right now, here, current, right now, to be redundant, right here, right now, we're still in this world health crisis that we've been in since March 2020. It is now August 2021. So over 12 months, okay? Was it 12? Okay, March, April, May, June, July. Oh, wow. 12 or 17 months. Aw. And then like somebody talking about their baby. Oh my God, he's 17 months old and he already saying mommy. Like, I love him. Um, like a 17-month-old pandemic. Not as exciting as little man is saying mommy. Like, but does anybody name their children man anymore? I hope not. The nickname, it's outdated. It's like from the 90s, right? It's just no. Anyway, that was a side note. So y'all, listen. We got some trashy friendships out here, okay? And guess what? It's not necessarily, catch this, it's not necessarily because the people within the trashy friendship are trashy people. It's not necessarily because of that. It could very well be because there is trashy communication, trashy expectations, trashy sentiments towards one another, which all of them, are like a cycle, right? And there's like other little pieces that go into it. Trashy environments, trashy backgrounds and upbringings. Shoot. And then, because I'm not going to say that they're in the trashy friendship, that there are no trashy people. And then there are certain people that are just trashy people. And trashy people to be friends with in general, or just for you. Are we worried about friends being equally yoked just as much as we should be worried about dating ships? I'll just leave it, general like that. Dating ships to be equally yoked in order for it to actually fit. Like, I get it. If you are in a place just like in the dating world, if you are in a place where you're, not necessarily dating intentionally and you're kind of dating to smash, dating just to say you dating just to have somebody to text, dating just to be able to pick up the phone and kind of chat while you're walking through the store because you can't figure out, what to get or what to eat or nail color. I'm not speaking from personal experience or anything. I'm just saying. But, are we really dating? Are we friending? There we go. So dating, friending, get it? Are we friending intentionally? Because truth be told, there are much more of us out here. And I think we know this. I don't have to say truth be told like it's news, right? Truth be told, there are much more of us out here that are in friends or that are friending than dating. So how is it that we give more energy and effort, right? And even time to these dating ships that may or may not be happening. So for those of us that are out here like, that's my man and that's not my man, you haven't heard me say that before. For the people that are actually in, full-blown like exclusive relationships, then they're the ones that separate out of that, the ones that are actually working towards something, so dating intention. So all of those, or then the people that are single that either are, dating, because I told y'all my definition is like actually like, I guess what would be considered courting. But I say dating. Like if I'm dating you, it's just you. But I get it. Y'all different out here, so whatever. But there are much more of us out here, right? Many more of us that are out here that again are in friendships than that are in relationships, companionships, and yet our time and energy is much more spent towards something that does not pertain to more of us than it is the other, right? So there are a lot of us that are friending, but we're not giving more energy toward friending, yet that's the majority. Okay? I ain't gonna get into it because I ain't really got all my facts, but it made me think of hearing on the radio that the census numbers are out. And so it was getting into the idea that y'all's, pale cousins, that they, I think, because I think it cut off like right there, and I heard it twice and it cut off like in commercial. So I was about to get to it, but I think I got up the car. Anywho, but and I forgot to look into it. That was hours ago, but it's fine. That's what I said. I ain't really gonna get into it. Okay. But it just makes me think of the census, like that I think it was alluding to the fact that y'all's pale cousins, are not necessarily the majority anymore. So the majority, we know that it's been a lot more benefits and all of that geared toward who has been the majority. So let's just speak of it in our terms as far as dating versus friending. So the majority of us are friending, right? And all of our energy and all of that has been put toward the minority, which would be the people dating. Look at how that's happening. We've really known and heard so many times around that that we, as Black and brown people, are the majority. Whether you believe it or not, whether you think it's conspiracy or not, it's not up for debate. I'm not here to do that. But yet, look at how powerful and how much authority we hold, especially when we unify. But yet we haven't been given the mass of energy and time and efforts and all. So. Just think about how that's been happening, how that's been working out for everybody. Just saying. Okay, we're going to get back to that. But I want to read some comments. Nikki said, my ideas have changed over the years. Ooh, about friendship. Okay, friendship is mutual trust. Ooh, come on, take us out next part of the show. Friendship is mutual trust and support between individuals with the intent to care and receive care from individuals. Come on and talk about it. I'm going to read our next comment before I even respond. Honesty is also priority. Come on. Friends can hurt each other, but the intent is more damaging than the offense itself. Woo, girl, you better come on and talk about it now. I listen. Okay. Ooh, child, you got me excited. I'm yelling. Okay. Whew. Okay, because that's so good. So good. Okay, I had to clap. I've really realized that I'm a clapper. Like Sydney had a dance recital for camp yesterday, and baby, it was just different. But like, I was supposed to clap. Like I know how to, you're supposed to conduct yourselves at plays and all. The kids are doing amazing. I mean, just Black, beautiful woman, girl power, excellence. They did the whiz. It was amazing. So shout out to them. But so back to this, because again, I put it together because I'm connected for y'all. Why I even said that? Because I told y'all because I realized I was clapping in wrong places, but it's because I like to clap. I'm a clapper. It doesn't matter. Moving on. So again, I'm gonna read it again. So friendship is mutual trust and support between individuals with the intent to care and receive care from individuals. Oof. I'm gonna pause there before I even go on to the next one, because I know I read it, but I was going to read them again. So first of all, she says friendship is mutual. It don't even matter what else she says after that. The fact that it's mutual, meaning that there's agreements there, that we've come together. And so how else can you agree if you have not communicated what it is that where you're coming from, where that person is coming from? And let's not to mention, because I don't even think I mentioned this yet, of like when we're talking about group friendships, right? So I've been in that too. So there are the group settings, like, we have these group chats, and there are those of us, we know these are the gals or those are the boys, like, and we know it's inevitable that somebody within a group setting, there's going to be somebody that's closer, to someone than the rest of them. It just kind of just happens that way. It doesn't even mean that they're mean or totally distant from the others, but they're going to be, there might be like 2 out of the, whatever, 5 or 7 or something. And it might be like 2 and 2, or, whatever. And then there's just that one person, me. Anyway. And so again, friendship is mutual, meaning again, that there has been some communication to come to some agreement as to what you are even mutual about. Because when you talk about things, when you communicate, that's the time for you to realize that it's not mutual. And so then you separate. So divorce it. Divorce your idea of a best friend. We're going to get into it. Don't, I'm not rushing you. Just calm down. But I just wanted to bring the topic back to it, right? You need to divorce the idea and the expectations that you have had up until now. Divorce that, because you may not necessarily know what it is that your best friend really needs. And then even if you are the person that, that walks in your discernment and knows what they need, that might be what they need to do. Thank you, Lord. Just spoke to me. That may be what they need to do, where they need to get to, what they need to go through. Oh, no. Let me stop there. That might be where they need to go, what they need to do. But then are you considering what it is that they need to go through in order to get there or to do said thing? That's the key. There we go. So I almost said that wrong. Okay. So again, that's why we need to divorce the idea that we have had up until now of best friends, right? And I went higher and said the divorce the idea of best friends and not just say the divorce our idea of friends, because that's trashy too out here. We're going to get into that. So again, friendship is mutual. Then she goes on to say trust and support. Oh God, like this is speaking my whole language. Trust. We say that we trust our friends. We do. We say that, and some of us do. And is it trust with limitations, trust with reservations, trust with hesitations, like trust with temptations? I'm talking about the group, but whatever, it was Asians. Y'all didn't get it. It's fine. My mom jokes are getting weaker and weaker. It's totally fine. It's okay. I'm gonna just start telling dad jokes because I think they're funny. But apparently mom jokes are like hard to tough crowd. Moving on. But so like we say that we trust our friends. And whenever I've talked about anything in the past, especially when I talk about, finding someone and having someone that you truly feel as though you can confide in, right? And so I'm talking, talk to God, talk to your therapist, talk to your, spiritual leader, right? And then it always helps to have someone that you feel like is, in your close space, on your level, in a sense, because, when we think we think God's all the way up there, ooh, child, like he sits high and looks low, and he knows what I'm thinking and all that. But God, you're so mighty. I ain't mighty. It's just little old me. So like I'm telling you everything I am, but then so then I got therapists, boom, like he or she, they got some training and some education, they know how to help me walk and talk through some things. Okay, cool, but I don't know how to, so that's not my level either. I need to come with that. So then it's my spiritual leader. Okay, hey, but you higher than I, like you done gone through some more training and all that, and probably talking to God a lot more than I am, reading a little more, praying, fasting, all of that. And that's fine, because that's why you're the spiritual leader. So you're above. I need somebody right here. Where's my homegirl? Where my homegirls at? Where my homeboys at? Where my dogs? Like, what's up? I need somebody right here for me. And I need somebody right here for me that I can and will trust and should trust, just as much as I would trust anyone that I see that's, on a higher, level than I am, as far as like spiritually or, emotionally or mentally, whatever, education, whatever, however you see people. And it's okay, because how, so I want to be clear about this, that, it's said that you should actually surround yourself with people that you believe are higher than you. You know what I mean? So don't get stuck there of like, oh, so what I'm just supposed to, I don't think that I'm low, or what I'm supposed to think that I'm low and see these other people higher than me. Humble yourself, calm down. Somebody out here is better than you in something else. And it don't even mean you might have an idea of what you think that looks like or who you might think that is. And it very well could be somebody that you least expect. Be misunderstood. Welcome to the B-Mix. Okay, like chill out. Okay, so my thing is that for the person that you feel as though is on your level, so we'll utilize the correct term, your peer, right? Your peer. And again, this could be defined as, you're able to have friends, age groups, backgrounds, ethnicities, education, sexual orientation, gender. The list of religious belief, like whatever, you're allowed to have, there are people that have more stipulations on dating than they do friendship. So again, the majority of us are friending that more than we are dating. And that's okay. That's totally okay. I promise you that. I do believe, I am somebody that believes that there's somebody out here for everyone. I believe that. I believe it. So what? I get it. There's a lot of people like, some people strong. Okay, I get all that. Yes, girl, your man could very well be in jail right now waiting to get out. I don't know. Yes, homeboy, it could be the girl that's out here sucking it for money. I don't know. But, I just still believe that there's somebody out here for everyone. Shoot me. Don't shoot me. Just get over it and just believe that with me. Or ignore it. And that's fine too. So, but when we're talking about friends, I mean, that overlaps. Like, my friend could be your friend. Ooh, child. Like, I could have more than one friend. Like, I could trust this person and that person. Like, this person could be my sister, i.e. sisterhood. And this person just be my best friend. And that's okay. Like, levels and hierarchies of, people in your lives and serving different purposes and all of that. It doesn't matter. It still boils down to a certain level of trust that you should. I know we talk about letting that word go. But I'm still work in progress. Like, that you should be able to have in someone. I should be able to confide in you. And I don't want to get into a list yet, because my question is going to get around to you. That's why we're really walking through this, because it's so powerful. And so it means so much to me that Nikki was able to break down what it is. Like, these are really like her expectations. This is what she should be able to have a conversation with. I know, listen, I should have said this from the beginning. All new friend folk, I ain't saying you're not welcome at this table. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is open your mind, open your heart, because some of you hold on to these friends, and I'm not knocking anyone by any means, but just hear me. Some of y'all are so proud to say, I've been friends with, I've been friends with, somebody for decades and this amount of years and this and the third, and that's fine. It very well could be that is a great friendship and that it lasted this long, because of that, that was a great friendship. Or it could be that you held on to it and are holding on to it for too long. And yet you still, like, come on now. You still want to be out here yelling no new friends. That song, wasn't it a song or something? Like, from so long ago, and y'all still yelling it? I'm confused. I'm grown people. No, let the kids say that and then let them learn. But not even, because if we get it together, we can, pass it back to them, so that way we can help them, to just do better at a younger age than we did. That's all. At some point, I want kids in like kindergarten being able to have these like good conversations. Might be a little mush, but let them, let their wheels start to churning and getting it together. Like, earlier and earlier is my hope for generations as they continue to come. And so, hence why, side note, believers, that's why I don't get stuck up in the, these are the less evil days. I get all that, but we don't know what that means. Okay. So when we keep that in mind, I'm like, these are the less evil days. That means that I'm telling myself to, like, shut down, like, whatever I do now is about to be over anyway. No. I am planning and working and planting for generations to come. Okay. Just be clear. So again, so there's a certain level of trust. And then she says, and support. And I will tell y'all now why her comments like ring bells for me. One, because I love her. Two, because they, like, literally, this is on my list. So I'll tell you that, and I have this in my notes somewhere, that I've seen, I think, 2 different posts. One actually from one of my best friends. Actually, it's my only best friend that's liquor now. So my best friend, I call my fave. So shout out to Josh. So he had a post, and I think verbatim it said, "What do you need from a friend?" I think, what do you need in a friend, right? And then it's funny because earlier I just saw his post where he asked, what is it that you bring to the table? What is it that you bring to a friendship? So we get in there. I'm bringing all this back. And it is just so funny that I've had this in mind. Like, I literally planned out the month of August. So I've known that August 12th was going to be about friendship. So to see this, and then for him to be asking it, and that's my best friend, like, y'all make sure, first of all, y'all go just shout out to him, because that's my baby. Shout out to the Joshy Squad, hashtag Joshy Squad, going over to YouTube, Joshy Squad. Okay. JOSHYSQUAD for the, people that need assistance in spelling. You're welcome. And so, so I saw those 2 posts, and I saw another post asking about, like, friendships. I think Willie Moore Jr., I think either he asked it on the radio or he had a post on Facebook, I think I follow him, and just asking, like, what is it that you need in a friendship, right? And so it was like, let me, look into this. I didn't really get into too many comments. I have to get better at that, because I know people will be like, oh my gosh, did you look at the comments? Get into it. Yo, my back is hurting, so I'm gonna go and sit on back chair. Like, So just like, but still like looking into at least seeing what like some people, like at least for Josh, like for my fave, when people were commenting, I just wanted to see. And so I know I responded um to the what do I need from friendships, right? That my response was understanding. Okay. So why I say that Nikki's responses really ring bells for me, because of course understanding to me is like an umbrella of trust. That means that I should be able to trust you and you should be able to trust me. So that's that mutual part. So again, mutual trust, right? And mutual support, meaning that I feel supported by you and I feel as though that I support you to the best of my ability as well. The thing is about it being to the best of my ability, it's just that. So just as much as we can talk about and wrap our heads around who it is we need to, divorce it, right? To separate and release out of our lives as far as a relationship, datingship, infatuationship, yada, yada, yada. Y'all, by the way, and like in the past week, I've dismissed 2 more people. Like just clear the path. Husband, want you to just be able to walk up the driveway. Like I'm clearing the path, baby. I don't want nobody in my face or space on my phone, nothing. Moving on. My phone's already dry anyway, so baby. It is only child. It's only scam likely calling me, honey. Moving on. But yeah, so again, mutual trust and mutual support. Because I want to feel as though I'm giving you that to the best of my ability, and that I trust that you are giving me that in return to the best of your ability, and that that's good enough for me. Because again, we remember, ladies and gentlemen, and all of those in between and questionable, that sometimes you're good enough. Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes your best is not good enough for someone or some situation or something or whatever. And what? Say it with me. And that's okay. It's totally okay that your best is not good enough for someone, even though you want it to be. If it is not, it is not. Okay? Lord. Y'all, excuse my mother. She's got mommy, I remember that you want some mayonnaise. On my way to Gigi Bed's house, I'm gonna bring you some mayonnaise. Moving on. So get up. She texts me because I told her to text me, so I'm gonna have the text message unread. But I'm kind of glad she reminded me because I'd be the one to still forget. Moving on. So again, so that's that, right? Then because I'm really like combing through. This is how I think, I can't help it. Combing through her comments. So then it's between individuals. Remember that part already. Like there are so many powerful words in her comments. It's ridiculous. So when we're talking about individuals, you are you and I'm me. I don't expect you to be me and I don't want to be you. We forget that that's okay to feel that way. I'm not even going to go back to relationships and all of that. I'm going to leave it alone because we're talking about friendship now. But y'all, have you ever, I feel like that, what's the little boy would do? Have you ever, y'all seen that video? When little kids be trying to tell stories. So, but seriously, like okay. Have you ever had the experience, and I may have mentioned this before, I don't know, but if I haven't, or if I have, either way, that I've actually had the experience of, I know, like working with someone, that I know that was like when I was in high school, so I want to say when I was in school, but I think there was another scenario too. It's only 2 that come to mind, but I think it was like 3 different times, like 3 different situations, 3 different like people, all of that, like not connected at all, except for me. Like, whereas, and I kid y'all not, and y'all should know me by now that I am, as far as I carry myself, as far as I believe, I'm pretty humble, pretty modest. Like I'm not boastful by any means, but when there's a point to be made, there's a point to be made. Just like I keep looking at my double chin is just hanging out today. Side note, speaking of friends, I have named my double chin Kathy. I did. All right. It shouldn't crack me up that hard. Sorry. But I did. I named my obviously best friend. I named my double chin Kathy, and I make my nieces and nephews that live down south, because we talk on FaceTime almost every day, right? And so we're talking. So I make them, like, they call me Aunt Nene. All my nieces and nephews, like all children that are in my life, work with or just know. I'm Aunt Nene, right? Y'all should know that by now. And so I'll be like, oh, they're like, hey, Aunt Nene. I'll make them go around the house. It's 8 of them. So just, hey, everybody. And then I'll get back and be like, it's kind of like Duck Duck Goose. And then I'll be like, hey, say hi to Aunt Kathy. So it's Aunt Nene and Aunt Kathy. So, all right, y'all didn't enjoy that as much as I wanted you to, but It cracks me up. Because look, all right. Look at it from the side. Look. All right. I can tell you right now, that's because I've been eating bad. I've been eating bad. Like yesterday, I think it was the night before yesterday, and then a little bit ago early. Like just on bad. And then on my double chin, just showing up. Moving on. Okay, sorry, for real. I went on a long tangent. I didn't mean to. But I'm serious. So I do call my double chin Kathy. But I did get sex. I got Kathy sexy for y'all tonight, though. I did go and pluck them chin hairs because, baby, I'm gonna post the pictures and I'm thinking about that. Listen, somebody got box braids with their beard, and I almost was able to get that. I ain't lying to you. I almost had extensions. All right, I'm sorry. Another tangent. So anyway, individuals like I know that dating and friending, right? So dating ships, friendships are, personal matters. But then there's a certain level of I don't want to say privacy, but something like that. There's a certain level of privacy that you're able to uphold, like because it's still you. Doesn't mean that you can't be you with other people, because that's a thing too. That's why I go back to what I say, my umbrella, and why my response to Josh's post was understanding. Like if you don't, I mean, given I could give like a list of things, like I really probably would really say respect over all things. That's me in general. Like I prefer respect. You ain't got to love me, just respect me. That's it. And if you don't respect me, that's where I have the issues. And my crazy used to come out a little bit, but whatever. I'm better now. Better at dealing with that, I think. But like understanding is, where you get the mutual trust, you get the mutual support, right? Even because it's like what you fall back on when it's like why she did what? Why would she? I don't understand, but that's my friend. So, and then that's where you're able to offer that constructive criticism, because I don't want a yes man friend. Like oh God, like no. If anything, what are y'all saying? What are the questions you are asking on your friendship interviews? Are you holding friendship interviews? I will tell you right now, I didn't. I absolutely did not. Now, what I will say, because let me change it, I did not. So, and mind you, again, in my past life, I've had more than one best friend. So, but yet I wasn't holding like friendship interviews. Like, I think a lot of us that we have, especially those of us that still have like, friends from school. So you kind of link up because you had same classes, you saw each other, you kind of had some same interests. If you were, studious, so then maybe that friend was studious, y'all, or not, or maybe it was, because opposites attracted. And so, you needed help here and they needed help there. So you kind of linked that way. However that happened, hopefully it was a good connection like that and not, hey, we run in the streets together. But again, friendships fall under so many different categories. I'm not knocking that, right? I just can't speak to that. Well, I guess not really. I guess. But, either way, like, of like, friendships, of just how they formed, we kind of just let friendships happen. And yes, while in theory, I guess, right, I can kind of follow along with that. But logically thinking, that's not conducive to my mental health, to my feelings, my emotions, to my spirit, my spirituality, my sensuality, how maybe even for some of us, our sexuality. Like some people are afraid to watch it. Some people are afraid to maybe explore their full sexual self simply based off of because of who their friends are, because they have to run everything back to their friends. And mind you, I'm really thinking of like women, but really I know that falls for men as well. Like when men get around to let's talk about it, y'all. It's always raw and authentic material here. So when men get around talking about eating butt, right? Because that apparently that's just so wild when whole time it's been happening for a while. So just chill out. And so guys go, I ain't doing that. The fellas ain't going, they ain't gonna keep the cup from me. They ain't gonna not let me drink from the bottle, which stop it. Pew. It's the pandemic. Don't do that anymore. Stop it. That's hot. Get a cup. Just get a cup. Just get a cup. Moving on. Mind you, side note, and I'm gonna try to say the side note real quick because I don't lose my thought. But I really did think earlier, listen, let's talk, okay? Like earlier, I definitely thought about the fact like, oh, Lord, we in this pandemic, but baby, at least I'll speak for myself back in high school when we was in band, we was, let me see that Gatorade. Oh, let me see that water bottle. We like drink, you hold it up, but you just kind of touch your lip a little bit. Whoosh out, move on. But guys, whatever, that'll be their thing. Like, I ain't about to do that because the niggas ain't about to, my boys ain't about to, or ladies, I ain't. I'm not about to touch that. Why No, I'm not. No, because my girls, are your girls in there with your girl? Listen, do your thing, sis. Do your thing, bro. Like, just get it done. I ain't gonna shun anybody because don't fornicate. Like, wait till you're married and then just do it all. Hence, literally, why I can't wait to be married. I just want to let it fly. Just let my free play fly. Moving on, and tell my friends about it if I so choose, and if I don't, that's fine too. Because who won't be my best friend? My husband, my man. Okay, my husband definitely top of my list. My husband got to be my man and my man's the same time. Listen, I see you, I want to dap you up. Like, what's going on at the same time? I want to touch your back. Moving on. I'm going on so many tangents, but so again, still combing through these comments, right? Of the mutual trust, mutual support between individuals. It is totally okay, because I started off by saying that yes, friendships are a personal matter to you, but at the same time, you should not lose, just as they tell a new parent not to lose your womanhood as you step into motherhood. If anything, it should enhance your motherhood. Same thing for men. Do not lose your manhood stepping into fatherhood. So I know it's like a long joke, running joke of say when a man has a daughter, right? And so it's like, oh, I just saw it. It's making me think of this post. I think y'all probably seen it on the Shade Room. Was the dad and I think he took my paternity pictures, fraternity, I don't know. Because they have a set of them, like with just him at the table, and like it was a tea party thing. And his post was so precious. Y'all know I've been waiting for this. I'm waiting to be a girl dad, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if that means he had boys or not, or if this is his first child, I'm not sure. And then it shows him like in the same setup or whatever. And like with his daughter, like, T set. So it's like, it doesn't, I know the long running joke is like, oh, you having a girl, oh my goodness, you about to lose your manhood, bro. No, if anything, his manhood is now being enhanced. He's being promoted, right? And the same thing, of course, if you have a son too, but just saying, so we know how that goes. And so in the same breath that we tell, new parents not to lose themselves in stepping into this new chapter of their lives, which I don't know this, but I think people probably tell that to, people that are preparing for marriage. Like, you don't lose yourself as you are joining, a union. Again, it's an enhancement, it's a promotion. So your individuality should only increase, as you are meshing together. So it should kind of like be growing, kind of like that, right? Oh, Lord. That took me out of here, y'all. I apologize. I definitely just read Nikki said. All right, for real. If y'all don't know me by now, y'all probably don't, because I really tries to hold it on the show. I can crack up so hard, so I'll be really trying to keep it together. It's hard for me. But she said she shared a gun with her best friend in ninth grade, which I know people have done that. Like, I know that's a thing, but it took the breath out of me just now, okay? Ooh, I almost had to hit the pump. Okay, I ain't even asthmatic, okay? Oh, Lord. Shout out to anybody that wants asthma. It's not a joke, I promise. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it. But yeah, so thank you for sharing that, Nikki, because I know it's real. Like, I've definitely thought about these things. And so, with our individuality, again, it's okay. Again, the fact that friendships are a personal matter, but I forgot how I said it earlier. I really wish I wrote it down. I don't think I did. I'm trying to look at my notes right now. I don't think I did. But it's okay. That, I should not lose my individuality. So as friends, if anything, that's like one of the best types of friendship or best types of relationships to have when you're thinking about a relationship outside of yourself. So I have my relationship with God, my creator, a relationship with myself, right? And this is in order. Relationship with God, my creator, myself, and this is, for single people, so we're not, not married. Dating, no, they're not up there on the hierarchy yet. It's okay. They have to get there. We are out here just handing these, tickets to I don't know, I'm thinking of some of that. There's always analogies going on in my head. But we like handing these tickets out to get on the golden elevator to go like to the top floor, not really the top floor, but kind of like some down. No, y'all just handing these tickets out. No, bruh, man. First of all, you lucky if I even come to the door. Like, what's up? You know, like I don't know if you can come to the door yet. All right, cool. If you can come to the door, I don't know if you can come inside. You know, y'all just giving tickets out and just letting people just, you know, y'all giving titles and all of that when y'all not prepared to really do the work and put the work in and give the necessary energy to these types of relationships and situations and all that that matters. These are matters of the heart, even yes, when you're talking about friendships, right? So again, this is why we have to divorce your idea of a best friend because you went into it already just kind of letting it happen. We already talked about that. Then you went into it without talking things through, like what you expect from a friend, what you know, hope for in a friend, what you need, what you want, because you probably weren't prepared for that. So it's again why a lot of friendships, you know, and the friends kind of just come and go. Just friendships are just going on. No, no. We don't want to get to a day. Again, I'm always tell y'all, sometimes I just, you know, when we talk about me daydreaming, I'm daydreaming like big, heavy stuff, like just a different world, literally, right? A beautiful, you know, world of like people that are taking their time to get in friendships and kind of letting them grow and letting them mesh versus like, oh, we like each other. Oh, Hey. Hey y'all. Surprise. Just like to pop in and out real quick. You gotta stay on them toes, okay? All right, sorry. For the people that don't like friends to do that. Just kidding. It was some tech difficulties. So, I'm gonna tell y'all, and that's okay because we're allowed to do that. We're allowed to have that. We know that technology is really out of our control. Even if we want to believe that we have control over it, we don't. We don't. And it's okay. It's just a modern zone. It's like a robot. You build it up. Like, oh my goodness, say what you want. Okay. I'm using terrible analogies today, but it's fine. That's the way I understand things. And so get over it. But getting back into our conversation, Shell, so we were like combing through Nikki's comments, right? And so earlier, because I know I was saying, I was getting into the point where, so again, her comment reads, thus far, we've gotten to friendship is mutual trust and support between individuals, right? And so we broke down, we said that, big words in that phrase alone and throughout the rest of her comment, which is friendship, mutual trust, support between individuals, right? So we were at the place of saying individuals. And again, that you should not lose who you are just because you are now linked and connected with this person. That is why they say be careful of linking with, anybody or just, someone that you either have reservations or has it. It's okay. If you feel like, I don't think this person's gonna be a good person for me, to even be friends with, that's okay. Then what we'll do is, it seems like in our society, in our culture, and I'm saying our, just literally in general, just world culture, the culture of humanity is that we'll feel like, well, if I'm thinking to myself, oh, are they a good friend to me? Then maybe I'm thinking too much into it. No, you're not. That is exactly the thinking that you should have in preparing yourself to like become friends or to befriend this person or to allow them to befriend you, or the fact that again it should be mutual, so y'all should be befriending each other. You should not just be befriending them, they should not just be befriending you, and you daggone sure should not be not feeling like you can be yourself just because you are friends with them. Then you need not be friends with them and you can find other ones. It's totally okay. As soon as you clear the path and clear your space, you do just that to allow new friends to come on in. That's why I said this no new friends nonsense is ridiculous to me. I told y'all about my friend is literally someone I met in one of like the cutest, like craziest ways, but that I spoke with her and I since did some inquiry, I think online, and then it was like the follow-up call about like getting a new like life insurance policy, right? And so I talked to her. She's like just this, when I said this beautiful Black woman, like sweet personality, energy, spirit, like, oh my gosh, just everything. And so we literally like we just get to talking and she was so appreciative of me, like, again, she's technically, I think that's considered like sales. So she's like, I'm sales, like, I don't get people to be, nice to me and all that. She was like, I just appreciate you. Like I was just, like, hey, I can't talk right now. I'm sorry. Or I forgot our meeting was supposed to be at this time. So if you could please just come back. It was when I was working too. So it was like my schedule was absolutely crazy. It's still crazy now. Can you believe it? But it's a lot more peace entwined all up and through there. Okay. I ain't telling nobody to go run out and quit nothing, but baby, if you're feeling it, okay, go on, do what brings you peace. Amen. But like I literally, she and I were just talking yesterday or the other day. And so I just just share with her. I said, it is really crazy. The same thing that I'm just saying to y'all, like it's really crazy that, I remember like going through that whole like, breakup, the spring breakups are real. And so break up with the Goofy Girls, right? Last year. And, when it was like in a like dark place, like for the first like couple days where I was just like, I cannot believe like this is crazy. Just kind of like in disbelief and just mad at myself. Like, cause what the heck? Like, all of that. And so when we're trying to figure out for ourselves and not seeing the good in it, like, okay, this really means for me to separate from people that are not necessarily supposed to be this close to me in my next seasons. And that there will be, new people to come. I told y'all before that it was a word that came to me. It was I followed Marcus Gill, and so like it was he just kept talking about that, like how God really like clears, just out of your life, like friends everywhere, to make room for news, like even new friendships. I'm like, what? Like I would not have thought that. Like these are people that I thought were like forever friends, and so it takes me back to where like what I posted for the promo for the show tonight, which is it reads, first love doesn't mean best love. Come on, somebody. And best friends doesn't mean best friends forever. Now we say that, okay? We say best friends forever a lot. Okay, we run that into the ground almost. And then if you realize it's really like younger people, mostly like girls, but either way, like younger girls that will say, best friends forever, best friends forever. And we should equate that to, naive and innocence, of not truly understanding what it takes to be a friend, even though they get the good side of it at a young age of like, I just to link with good people, like-minded, interest. Yes. And then as we grow and mature, that's when we start to, so when you go through different seasons individually and even together, y'all should be revisiting what you should have had in the beginning, this initial conversation or this friendship interview, like there's a such thing as I know some friends will celebrate like their friendship anniversary, their friend anniversaries, which is cute and fine, meaning that when you come around to anniversaries, it's an evaluation, process and period. That's the word I'm looking for, an evaluation period, right? So where you're evaluating, self-evaluation, self-reflection. Y'all know y'all gonna have no episode where I ain't about to touch on that. And then, so you come to yourself like, dang, I kind of want to see like what they think. Here's an example. Now, I didn't think about this, but I don't know. I really think that maybe they thought I'm giving them probably more credit than they deserve in this area. But I've thought about like maybe they thought this way when and I'm not going to go back into the whole story, whatever, maybe one day. But just where I remember statements made like, we don't want you to feel like you're doing anything that you don't want to do. Like, are we forcing you to do? Like, I don't know. Y'all ain't forcing me to do nothing. Girl, I'm grown. And been independent for a very long time. You're supposed to do nothing. I don't want to do. Moving on. But I was like, maybe, like I didn't think this toward them, but again, giving them the credit, maybe they thought this toward me of like, well, I'm going into ministry. I kind of mentioned it to two of them, then the other two knew it. Well, one knew it for sure. I don't know, whatever. Just they kind of knew of it. And that was early on and me like stepping into ministry, kind of starting trainings and things like that. And maybe they thought like, we can't be or can't be this close, can't be friends or something. And not the case. Like Not the case whatsoever. Again, for me to them, but if that's how they felt, then fine. And so the conversation, that sit down and ambush situation, could have been handled a lot better. And honestly, probably should have been had, right? Should have taken place a lot sooner than it did, because obviously for some of them, it allowed emotions and thoughts to rumble up and to bunch up and to spill over and to boil and to spill over. Like with me at the receiving end, when that shouldn't have been the case. They didn't give me a fair chance to be able just to sit down and have a dialogue, to have an actual conversation, not to walk into an ambush like situation. Then I'll never get over the fact that y'all let me walk into this with my daughter. Absolutely not. No. And so the rest of the post reads, again, first love doesn't mean best love, and best friends doesn't mean best friends forever, but they both mean that at some point, somewhere, someone did care, right? Which is fine. So again, it's okay to simultaneously, consider that, these people or this person cared about me. Now, then you ask yourself, because this is why it's an evaluation period, right? So anybody that's in any type of work, really, yeah, any type of work. I'm thinking even at McDonald's, you have some evaluation period, right? Or probationary period. Like, I don't want us to just think about our first 90 days. Like, then there's an evaluation period even after the 90 days to see if you're going to continue on. Do you get a 91st day, or is 90 day and over? And then as time goes on. So it's not just, if you work in an office or professional environment, like it's professional everywhere, technically. Moving on. But the point is, though, when you get to these evaluational periods, that you consider, okay, if I can say, like, if I'm at this place, at this, crossing a road, fork in a road or crossroad, where I'm trying to figure out if we should continue on as friends, or at some point, I feel like even if you feel like all things are well, so that goes back to the idea of, mental health and seeking therapy, right? Remember when I say that, like, even when you think everything is okay, to still, talk to somebody, right? And so it's the same thing. Even if your friendship is going well, it doesn't mean that, I know some of us have been hooked up with, and dating narcissists, right? To make us feel like, dang, it was going so well. Here you go, want to come asking a question or bringing some old stuff up, and now you want to mess it up. No, it means that I can if things are good as you want me to believe, or that I should feel according to you, or even as good as they just might be, right? Because there are good relationships, good friendships, and all that happen, that are happening, that will happen, right? That then, we will realize that, we should realize that there's still a point, like if it's that good of, time, and space, that you should then, it should very well be open to be able to discuss, something, if something comes across your mind. Because if we're just that good, I should then be able to communicate with you. We should have good communication, right? If we've talked about our expectations as friends and been able to visit that, then if your expectation was to be able to continue on to communicate, or to be able to bring up anything, anytime, anywhere, then again, you should be able to bring that up, especially if you have a question between you two, as in regards to your friendship, your relationship, your bond that you have. And so when you think about that, and in your own self-reflection, it's kind of like the meeting for the meeting. For people working in the office, y'all get that. That you understand that, oh, my mom is texting. Okay. No, mama text me about that mayonnaise, y'all. Don't y'all let me forget to get that girl no mayonnaise here. And she don't want whip. She want real mayonnaise here. Moving on. So, once like I said, once you have the self-reflection, right, and self-evaluation, and then like the meeting for the meeting and preparation for this evaluation convo with your friend about y'all's friendship, that, in that time where you're thinking to yourself of like, okay, if it is in a situation where you're trying to figure out if y'all should still continue to be friends. And, again, with this post, it says some point, somewhere, someone did care, whether it was you or them. Even if you can give them the credit that they cared about you, then is it that they cared about you? Is it that they cared about, the benefit that they got from you? Is it the care that they cared about what you cared about in that moment? Has that now changed? right? Are you in a different season of your life? Are you on a different path than from when, they cared? All of those different scenarios and so many other ones, are things that you can consider, and that's okay. In order for you to be able to measure up to compare, rather, to see if they, measure up what it is they bring to the friendship table and what it is that you bring to the friendship table. Does it measure up? Does it compare? Should it be that someone gives more than the other? No, in no situation, no form, shape, ever should that ever be your scenario. If ever you feel like that, you need to change it. And yes, I'm even talking to parents, because I know we joke, and I've even said that, like, yep, only satisfaction I get out of is like, getting a little sip of the juice when I when I open it for her, or like, no, but no, I get, if anything is tilted. Like, of course, I'm her, I care for her, I love on her, I do this and I provide and this and that, but what, the benefit of being her mother, like, so there's no scenario where I can think of where it's okay for you to reap less than what you sow, right? Am I saying that you should reap more than? I think that that's where it kind of, teeter-totters a little bit. It should either be mutual, again, mutual. So matched energies, matched time, matched efforts, matched care, matched concern, all of those things. And then, or it should either be, like I said, mutual, or that it's more than. But even I wouldn't want that, because then if you're giving more than, then they are receiving less than. So in different areas, we're talking about overall, like in general, right? If you can really think to yourself, like, yeah, I definitely give more than what I'm getting. It first deserves a conversation, because then it really just could be some misunderstanding, some misinterpretation. They could believe that they are giving you, their best, their all. Or that, or vice versa, or they could believe that maybe you don't have more than whatever whatever the case may be. I can't really tell you that part, because that's for you and your friend to discuss. But you should very well feel okay to open. If you know that, if this is only your friend truly because you know that you can run to them and give them and talk to them about everybody else's gossip, everybody else's mess, the latest celebrity gossip or drama and all that, that's your home. That's just something. That's your gossiper. That's your gossip partner. That's what that is. If this person is only your friend because you can tell them how nasty you just were, or how nasty you want to be, okay, that's your sexuality consultant. If this person is your friend only because y'all drink together and y'all have a good time drinking, that's your drinking partner. If this is your friend only because this is who matches you, with the blunts or the edibles or the bong. I don't know. Y'all still using bongs? I don't know. But they match you. They buying half baby, you getting half baby. Like, y'all matching. You know what I mean? Y'all roll up together. That's your smoking partner. Or whatever other drug, but prayerfully it's no other one, or even that one. Just let it go. But that's your drug partner. That's your druggie. I don't know. Probably don't use druggie. That sounds bad. Because it is bad. But either way, like that, if this is your friend because they know where to go and what's the move, like this is always then that's your party, your party partner, your party friend. Like, no, let's get away from saying friend. Your party partner. I'm trying not to say because it sounds like howdy partner, but like, y'all get what I'm saying? This is the only person you can, feel like that you can only call with, I don't know, any other issues you may have, children, co-parenting, I don't know. Because I don't even want to say, I was about to say like marital issues, but that's not who like, no, you should be talking to your spouse about those things. Okay. Getting that right on the forefront. So if you don't have all of the things that you absolutely need in a friend, in this person you call friend, you need to divorce that person. And then, or simultaneously divorce that person and divorce your ideal first, rather. Let's put it in order. First, divorce your idea of what a best friend is. Let that go. Because when you come to this conversation to let this person know that you guys can no longer be friends, that you don't feel as though they serve the purpose of being your best friend anymore, and you have every right to say that. You want to be you want to be clear about what it is that you would have hoped that you need. And then that's up to them to be like, oh, yeah, I can be that. Like, dang, I didn't even know you wanted to, I didn't know you needed that. I kind of stayed out of that because I thought you ain't like that or whatever. Like, it takes simple communication. It is pretty simple. Simple solution. Not necessarily an easy methodology all the time or method to get there, but definitely simple solutions, right? Because get to my notes quickly. Yeah, I can get to my notes. I got a few of them, just a few. That, what I have a note of is that it's effectiveness and empowerment over entertainment. Be tip of the week. Remember that you can be both or it can just be one. So let's say it separately. Effectiveness over entertainment, empowerment over entertainment. It's definitely not vice versa. I think that a lot of us are entertaining other people as our friends, when in all actuality, we should be linked up with people that our bond and our connection is effective, right? So mutually effective for you from me, and mutually effective from you to me, and effective because of our bond and connection, that it's effective to other people. Maybe it serves as an example of a good friendship, of a healthy friendship, that we are empowering. So it's like, we keep talking, here we go. Oh, Lord. And, I know, like, when we're dating and we get married and also we keep saying, oh, those are power couples. Well, as a friend, I want to be an empowered couple, empowered friendship. Oh, couple, that's fine. Like an empowerment couple, empowered, something along those lines. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know that the person that I call friend empowers me, because that's not necessarily someone that only uplifts me, but that's someone that gives it to me straight. I'm no longer with a best friend, even after the Goofy Girls. I had two other instances where it was one I called my sister, and then another one that, like, I called my best friend, and I've lost, like, both of them. Like, okay. And I know one, true, technically both of them were because of constructive criticism, but one was because I really felt like I was not supported. So there goes back to that thing. I felt like I was not supported, and literally trying to confide in them. And either I caught her at a bad time or something, but give me that. Don't just make it seem like I am the problem, and I am a problem for just trying to communicate with you, like, what I felt like I got from you. And to get like, well, anytime I get this is the Benia I get. We've never had this issue. Like, this is the first time that I'm confused. So it's like, okay, you're speaking out of this scenario. There's something else bigger or outside of me that's happening. And there's never been an apology for it. I've even talked to her other best friend. That was my sister, but her best friend, her male best friend, like, talking to him about it. It was just like, that's just who she is, how she is. She sees that the world owes her everything. So, okay. I can't do anything with that. I love her. Pray for her. That's it. And meanwhile, your male best friend is still asking if I think your marriage is nice. Like, when I'm that person that's always there for people. So, and the other best, like the one that was like the best friend, it was literally constructive criticism. Like, and literally just haven't heard from her since. Reached out and everything. Got two of my godkids, like, miss my goddaughter is crazy. It just went through different pictures and came across one like, oh man. Like, but I respect boundaries. They're still your children. As much as I want to, like, because I'm definitely not going to bring them anything. Listen, thank you, James. Thank you. James said you're giving it to us, bro. I love it. Listen, I try, okay? That's it. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay, I mean that. Just, that's it. Like, I just, from literally having a conversation of trying to talk through a scenario that she was, dealing with in that moment. Literally haven't heard from her since. It's been months. Okay. Like, I don't know what, and it does not mean that I don't care. What does not mean I didn't care about these people. But I know I had to get to a place where it's like, okay, hey, if people are walking out of my life, I have to let them. So I was the person to hold on to it, like, no, ain't no way. This person can leave my life. No, come on. No. If it is meant for you to go and that is what you want to do, then I will allow you to do that. Even if it hurts, even when it hurts. So it's like, I think I went through that goofy girl issue last year of it being so heavy to me. Because it was like a first in a while type situation. In order, I guess, for me to really be able to handle these other ones to happen, later. So within this year's time, I've lost, I think 4 friends. And I'm talking close, like, okay. No. Well, I'll tell you, I actually not going to. Maui, get down. I'm not picking you up. I don't want you shedding all on my shirt. He's trying to get me out the chair again, y'all. But my cat. I want to say he. It's my cat. But everybody say hi to Maui. Hi, Maui. It's 6 because it was 2 that were like in the goofy girl gang. It was 4, and 2 of them that were like good friends, but 2 that were like best friends, and then another best friend and a sister. Like, just gone. Everybody just okay. And I will say, I think I built some resilience of losing my brother as my absolute closest friend, and so I guess that helped me to be able to be like, man, if y'all want to leave, like, I don't know what to say. Like, and it's a better place that I'm coming from where I was before, where at least for like dating and companionships, where like if I was done or didn't want to deal with anybody, I just felt they were disposable. Like, I'm better from being that Benia, right? And so it's a healthier place that I'm coming from, realizing like if you no longer serve the purpose that I need, I need covering. Right. So in getting back to like, list of, so that's why I really appreciate Nikki's comments again of just saying, individuals, like I know we stuck on that with the intent to care and receive care from individuals. Right. So that we touched on that. And then she went on to say, honesty is also a priority. Friends can hurt each other, but the intent is more damaging than the offense itself, which y'all know I didn't talk about that before, baby. Y'all know it's all about, it ain't even about how you mess up, because I feel like I mess up often, but it's always about how, like, my intent usually is good, but even if that can be questioned by some people. I remember I've just been in a conversation with people who just had issues with, it's your tone. Oh, okay. And one of the best friends I lost, I don't know, that was like our thing. It's just like, okay, tone, okay, if that's okay, right? So I would just eat that because, okay, if that's how you perceive it, it wasn't the intent, but all right. It would be like, I'm still a fixer. Like, I'm trying to remedy and fix things and mesh things over, or rather mesh things and not mess things up, right? And so people can hurt. And so sometimes it's the intent, like she said, is more damaging than the offense. But, it's also what my philosophy is. It's not necessarily what you do. It's what you do after that. Right? It's not what you did to mess up. Okay, people can do that. People mess up all the time. Not a problem. But then how are you trying to fix that? If you leave me even as a friend to just, that's my friend. So no, that's not fair. Because going back to the word individual, I'm a human being with feelings and thoughts and my own stuff to work through and deal with, right? And so another note that I have is some of us are not as far ahead as we ought to be because we're still holding on to some things or people that are not ordained to go with us into the next dimension. I heard that somewhere. Yeah, you're welcome. It was the part about the going to the next dimension. So as for believers, oh God, it's definitely faith over feelings. That's your other B tip of the week. Faith over feelings. You hear me? Okay. Feelings disable our ability to, here is a big word for this week. Feelings disable our ability to maneuver. That's straight for me. Okay. The word maneuver came to me from a good friend. Shout out to Jazzy, by the way. I don't think I said this. I thought it when I read her comment, and I thought I was about to tie it into something to say this, and it took so long to get here. But that's my good girlfriend from a long time ago. Okay. Which I just realized that Jazzy, I don't remember Shaniqua, but Jazz, Shaniqua, I knew them back when I was dancing in a dance company. They long time ago. Okay. I met them before I even met who I know from middle school. You get what I'm saying? We were going in from elementary to middle. Lord have mercy, it was a long time ago. Anywho, so I got the word maneuver from, I think when I was talking to Jazzy, and then I had been to get the word pivot from when I was talking to Shaniqua, right? So two good girlfriends. You can't tell me they're my sisters, okay? And so, again, feelings disable our ability to maneuver. You have to be able to pivot. not necessarily the friendships, because we feel like, I need to just move from, friendship to friendship, or, this friendship didn't work out, so just pack it with this one like people do with dating relationships. Do y'all see the correlation yet? Y'all see how unhealthy we can identify somebody else doing something as far as relationships, situationships, situationships, and all of that we were talking about last week, but we don't want to see it in friendships? Do y'all get that? Right? And next week we're going into family, so we'll probably see where we get this from, right? But it's not necessarily pivoting the friendship, but the person. I should be able to pivot with you. You should not be in my way. I should be able to maneuver with you as my friend. I should be able to maneuver this thing called life. And if I can't, baby, we gotta go. You gotta go, right? So here was another post that I saw. That breakup saved you. That friendship that ended was for a good reason. That person that left you just made you stronger. Trust me, you good. Okay? You're welcome. The same way, hear this before we get out of here, the same way we need multiple streams of income, we need multiple streams of happiness. Baby, if your friend, your best friend, is not a stream of happiness for you, you need to divorce them. And also, but after you divorce your idea of what a best friend is, because you shouldn't even allow someone to occupy any space in your life, any mental space, emotional space, spiritual space, definitely not, right? Or even physical space, if they do not bring you happiness. And that's not all the key to friendship, but that is one of the bare minimum. If I'm not happy to be with you and around you, I don't always have to be happy all the time, but we're probably gonna touch on this some more, get into family next week. We got to finish up with friends. The thing is that they were an illegal or the illegal presence in your space. Criminals usually flee. Let them flee, release, and be set free, okay? One, to acknowledge even a special day like your birthday, not assuming that it's a happy one, and comforting you and the confidence to have a sad one if you still felt or choose, right? So if you wanted to have a sad birthday, you should have friends that, yes, they want to cheer you up, but even respect you, that's just where your comfort level is, okay? Sometimes I just saw this. Sometimes I cut people off simply because I don't have the energy to walk on eggshells. I am not willing to negotiate my peace. Do not negotiate your peace. Divorce your idea of what a best friend is. And if they do not add up to what your new definition and your clear expectations and values and standards are for a friend, divorce them too. Release these friends y'all call friends that are not good friends to you. Okay? Y'all got it? All right, now. We're going to get some more into friendships as we get into family next week. Until then, peace.